Hi everyone, I'm Jess. This is a little different from videos normally go. I'm usually doing vlogs, but I thought it would be kind of interesting to talk about my experience at community college because I'm about to graduate and go to a 4-year. So a little bit about me is that I am currently a second year at Orange Coast College. I'm graduating after this semester, and my graduation is actually in 4 weeks. So I graduated from high school two years ago. I was class of 2024 from high school, and I genuinely thought that I was going to get into not really prestigious schools. I just thought that I would at least get into one of the UCs that I really wanted to go to. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and the reason why I thought this was that I had pretty good grades. I believe I had a 3.83 weighted GPA, so I know it's not insanely good, but I was also in a lot of extracurriculars. I was in honor society, and I was in a bunch of different clubs, like Key Club, if you guys know what that is. Key Club. I was on class board for 4 years. I was Red Cross and just etc. I was in a lot of clubs, and I put a lot of effort into the positions that I held in different clubs. So when I made my application, I knew that it wasn't the best because I didn't have the highest GPA or wasn't in the most clubs and didn't have the most awards, but I genuinely thought that I would at least get into one of the higher UCs. And when I applied to UCLA, UC Berkeley, UCSD, and UC Davis. And I unfortunately got rejected for all the UCs except for Davis, where I ended up getting waitlisted. Later on got accepted, but I had already decided that I was going to go to a community college, and it wasn't a school that I necessarily really wanted to go to. It was just one that I thought about, but I didn't end up going to. I also got accepted into Cal State Long Beach and Cal State Fullerton. And I applied under communications for all of these colleges, or the same level of whatever communications is if they didn't have communications. But for Cal State Long Beach and Cal State Fullerton, I genuinely thought about going to Cal State Fullerton. But the reason why I decided to go to community college was because I wanted a second chance into... Let me preface this by saying that all community colleges are different. I'm just saying that for mine specifically, this is what happened. Kind of making my work that I put into high school be given another chance, if that makes sense. This goes into why I went to community college. I knew that school that I was going to, that I could tag into a program, which I'll get into later on. But tag is transfer admittance guarantee, I believe that's what it's called, or I'm not sure if it's called something like that. Transfer admittance guarantee, which you basically just have to graduate from a CC, or from my school's at OCC. They have that program. So if you graduate from OCC and you complete all the credits that are needed for that UC, then you immediately get accepted into that school, as long as you also keep up your GPA. The only schools that doesn't work for is UCLA and UCSD, I believe. I think those were the two. Oh, and UC Berkeley. So those 3 schools you couldn't tag to. But I didn't know that beforehand. I kind of went into it blind. I just knew that I wanted to try again to get into a UC, kind of like a second chance that I gave myself. I also didn't know this then, but a big factor into why I believed that going to community college was the best decision for me was that I get financial aid for going to community college, but because community college the tuition is so much less than a Cal State or a UC, significantly less than a UC, by the way, and significantly less than a Cal State. I actually got paid to go to school, which I didn't know then when I graduated from high school, but I love now and I really appreciate. And that is different for everyone. I understand that because not everyone has the same financial situation. But just for me, that was one of the big reasons why I don't regret going to CC. One of the big reasons that I was really nervous about going to community college was that everyone talks about how social life is really dead at community college. And I will say for OCC, it's not necessarily that it's dead, it's just that you have to really put yourself out there, kind of like in every other school. That I feel like that's kind of said, is that you need to put yourself out there in order to find the people who are also putting themselves out there. And I think that actually really worked for my first year. For my first year of of OCC, I put myself out there and I genuinely wanted to make friends. And not genuinely, but I was putting myself out there. I was talking to people in my classes and whatnot, and opening myself up for new people in my life. And so I made a lot of friends. I wouldn't say that I stuck to them, because life happens, things happen, and I just didn't end up staying friends with them, or we just kind of drifted. Everyone goes through to their different paths. I will say, like, I did hang out with people outside of school, and I did find my group in first year. So I actually had a very social life my first year. I don't now, but that's really kind of my own decision. After I decided to like kind of drift from my first group, I didn't find the need to be going to school and then hanging out with people because I just didn't really need to. I had friends in other schools that still lived in my city, so we just hung out all the time, and I didn't really need friends at school necessarily. When I first graduated from high school, I was really nervous about that factor, that I was going to be alone in community college, when really it's the same as every other college. You just have to put yourself out there and make friends. I will say, if you want to go to a party school, do not go to community college. OCC has its own festivities and whatnot, but it's not like parties in college. What I will say though is that because a lot of my friends live in still stay in my same city, they just go to school around, like a 4-year around here. They invite me to their parties all the time. So it's not like I'm missing the party life, because I was also like really excited about that when I graduated from high school. I know that some people are a little nervous about missing party, or like missing that college experience because they go to community college, when really, like, if you have friends, it's really no different because you're going with your friends, you're having so much fun. Personally, for me, like, I went to so many last year. I honestly was out a lot, and that's just because you make friends. Like, community college, I think that community college gets this precedent that it's less academic, less worthy of being called a college because it's a community college, when genuinely I don't believe so. I did believe that going out to high school because I was really disappointed in myself. But once I like went there and started like making friends and learning how the life goes there, it's really the same as all the other colleges. I will say, like, a big difference is that community college really cares about their students. I was put into an EOPS program, giving me funds for food for school whenever I needed it, and like they would pay off my parking permit. So I will say the expenses at community colleges are a lot less than Cal State's, and even though you're getting the same thing, like you're just getting a parking permit or you're getting books, but like they're so much more expensive in Cal State's for some reason, which I don't know any information about, so do your own research. I don't know why that is, but OCC also has this thing called Pirates Cove, and they just give out free food. Like, you just have to show your student ID and they give out free food, and so I get that whenever I have a long day at school or I'm at work. There's a bunch of work study opportunities if you are rewarded work study for your FAFSA, and there's just so many pros that I learned after going to CC that made me realize that going to CC was a better choice than me going to a Cal State, because my options after high school were either that I'm going to a Cal State or I'm going to OCC, and then I'm going to figure out if I will just stay in a Cal State or if I will go to UC, because I didn't know if I would have a better chance of getting into UC later on. Now I can confidently say that I really, really appreciate the fact that I went to a CC. I have a lot more money than I would have had in a Cal State just because like everything's cheaper. Classes are so much easier to register for. Because I'm in EOPS, it gives me first priority, and even before I was in EOPS, I wasn't in it my first year, and registering for classes, I wasn't first priority, and I would still get all the classes that I wanted to get. I was never on a wait list, and I know that for my Cal State friends and for my UC friends, it's literally like a terror trying to get your classes because everyone's trying to get them and you don't get first priority and they're all gone and they're all booked and you're waiting for spots, and it's just like very anxiety inducing. Whereas in CC, like, you just got the classes if you wanted them. Like, you could just register whenever your time was and spots would still be open. Another pro is that getting counseling appointments is a lot easier than UC's and Cal State's. I won't say that it's the easiest, because for me it was, because I was in EOPS. Again, EOPS helped me so much. If you have an EOP or EOPS program at whatever school you can go to and you're low financial need or high financial need, then you should join it. I very significantly advise you to join it because it really helped easy my life. And I also got to sign up for counseling appointments, and I had my own set of counselors because EOPS had their own set of counselors. For my first year, I had to sign up for counseling appointments at least like 1 to 2 weeks beforehand, but that's only 1 to 2 weeks beforehand. It's not like you're waiting an entire month, unless it's like during busy season where everyone's rushing because they're doing everything last minute. Like, if you do that, then of course it's going to be hard to get an appointment. But I know for my friends who didn't wait the last moment, it's basically impossible to get a counseling appointment, or the counselors don't even help and they're just doing everything by themselves. And then we also have a student educational plan. It's called an SEP. And basically the counselors will plan out your entire term or entire year with what you need to do in order to graduate in however long you need. That really helps because you would know what classes you need. It would show up on your portal, and then you could just find any classes that you wanted with that professor, or with that course with the professor that you wanted. So it really was easy finding my classes and like getting appointments and whatnot. So that was a really big pro, because like you don't want bad classes and failing grades, whatnot. So let me talk about my stats now and where I applied to with my application. I applied to UCs and Cal States and a private USC, and my stats were, currently have a 3.93 GPA. I got 1B last semester, which was really unfortunate, but I just tried really hard and could not get an A. That professor made it impossible. But transferring with a 3.93 GPA. Currently have 2 jobs in a way, because I work at school as a federal work study student, and I also do another thing for social media for that. So I had that on my application because I'm a communications major. I'm trying to get into PR and marketing and whatnot. So I was talking about my experience with social media on my application. I also do dance like irregularly, but I do dance as a hobby.
I forgot to say, I also included different hobbies that I'm in social media wise.
I had some other stuff, but not. I'm also in a club at school, and I hold a marketing coordinator position. I had a lot less of things that I did in college than I did in high school for extracurriculars. And so the schools I applied to were UCLA, UCSD, UC Berkeley, UC Santa Barbara, and then I applied to Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Fullerton, and USC. Oh, and I also applied to SDSU. So we're gonna get into my reactions so that you guys can find out, but here you go. Hi guys, I think my SDSU decision came out today. I'm quite nervous, guys. Okay, let's see. I see my admissions. I got admitted! Wait, I'm so happy. And so yay, I got admitted to SDSU. Bye guys. Hi guys, I'm with Jocelyn, and we're at SDSU touring because remember I got my acceptance, but I'm still waiting for UC. So right now we're just touring SDSU, but I'm pretty sure I'm not coming here. I just wanted to come and like look around, look at the different clubs and stuff like that. And there's a bunch of tents right now, but we're about to go look at the communications building because that's where I would have been at if I came here. Yep. Bye. Hi guys. We're both looking at the comms building. It's low-key ugly and old, so maybe it's a good thing I'm not coming here. Yeah. Bye. Hi guys. I'm with Jocelyn, and now we're opening my UC Berkeley app. And just to preface, I never really considered Berkeley to be going to just because they're really competitive and because they're so far from my house. So this is just for fun, basically. But let's see. Oh my gosh, I thought it was right. Dear Jess, congratulations and welcome to the University of California, Berkeley. We are there. Ooh. Wow. Very close. Nice! Congrats! Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Today's April 21st, and UC Santa Barbara put out their decision, and I was at work when they put them out, so I'm now at home finally, so I look a little rusty, so ignore that. But then I haven't really thought of going to Santa Barbara, so if I get in, I don't think I'm gonna go just because I'd rather just go to Fullerton or Berkeley. But yes, let's just open it. So this is more for fun again. Oh, this is cute. Okay, let's see. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! I got in. But yes, I got in. It says, "Welcome to the University of California, Santa Barbara. On behalf of our faculty and staff, I am thrilled to offer you admission to the pre-communication major in the College of Letters and Science for the fall 2026 quarter." So I got into UC Santa Barbara. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. So today is April 24th. I had to check. And both UC San Diego and UCLA come out. It just hit 4. UC San Diego just sent out my email. Oh, also, I look a mess right now. I didn't have work or school today, so I'm low-key rocking a side part right now. So I literally have just been rotting in bed. But San Diego just posted. And fun fact for San Diego, in high school, I really, really, really wanted to go. Like, it was one of my top 2 schools. And then I got rejected, and I was really sad about it. So even though I don't really want to go to UC San Diego now, if I got in, it like heal like the little part of me in high school, you know? So let's check. But again, I only applied just for the fun of it, and I don't think I'm gonna go to UC San Diego. 3, 2, 1. Yay! I got in. Wow. Oh my god, dude, that's crazy. Wow. Oh my god. Who fucking knew 2 years later, bro? I'd be getting yeses left and right. What I really care for is UCLA today, so I have to wait 1 more hour and that'll come out then. But it's very cliche to say, but like wherever you end up, it really is the best decision for you. Or maybe not the best, but like it works out in the end. Cause like I really wanted to get in UC San Diego in high school, and I didn't. And I'm actually pretty grateful now that I didn't end up getting in, because I have so many decisions ahead of me now that I didn't have before. Or options, yeah. Bye, guys. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I got into 6th College. So 6th College was my first in the ranking, and I got in, so that's pretty cool. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. So someone said on TikTok that the UCLA decisions are supposed to come out at 5 today for transfers. It's still April 24th, it's the same day. And I'm super nervous. I haven't gotten an email about it yet though, but it's 5:08. So we're gonna check. I'm gonna log in, and now we pray. Oh my god, I'm really nervous, guys. Aww, I didn't get in. Wait. Oh my god, I got waitlisted! Wait. Oh my god! I mean, the acceptance would have been the best thing possible, but hey, waitlist is pretty good, guys. Oh my god. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. I was waiting for 3 emails today. I signed up for the Bridges weekend for Berkeley, where it's like an all paid expenses, and I get to go explore Berkeley with a program, and I got accepted to that. I just got the email for that literally like right before I opened this. And then I also was waiting for an email about whether or not I got a scholarship from OCC, because I applied I think the 1st of March, and I got a scholarship. So I don't know how much I got yet, and I don't know which scholarship I got, because they're gonna be telling me at the ceremony. But yeah, so today was a pretty good day. 2 yeses and 1 maybe. I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys, but yeah, decisions, we will see. But yeah, that's all of my colleges. I'm waiting to hear back from USC, but that's in May to June, so there won't be a video for that. But yeah, I got into most of my colleges. Like, this is crazy. Bye, guys. Yay, reaction's done. So I was really happy with what happened for me I got into UC Berkeley, UC San Diego, UC Santa Barbara, San Diego State University, Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Fullerton, and then I got waitlisted for UCLA, and I'm waiting for a response for that. And I still haven't got USC yet. It comes in May or June. I had a lot of acceptances from all my schools this year compared to my high school year, despite the fact that I did so much more in high school, and my GPA was just a little lower in high school than it is now. I can't say for certain that it was because of my GPA, or if it was because I was doing things based on my major, or if it was just that my IQs were better. Going to community college ended up being the best decision for me because everything that I wanted, I got a result out of. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen every single time for everyone. It just worked out for me, and I really, really benefited from the fact that I went to community college before going to a Cal State or a UC. I spent significantly less money. I'm not going to be in debt. Worked out the best way because now I'm getting my associate's degree in Orange Coast College, and I get to go to a UC if I decide to go. Really, I'm just really proud of myself in a way that even though I was really sad and felt rejected because I didn't make it into any of the UCs in high school, or I made it into one, but like besides the fact I got waitlisted, I'm right where I need to be and right where I am, and I really appreciate that fact. Like, I know that that wasn't like my doom and like my downfall, because like I feel like high school, you're around a bunch of people who are competitive, or it depends on the school, but for me, like, there's a bunch of people who are competitive trying to get into colleges, and it depends on the environment you put yourself into. And like the counselors in high school are all telling you to go to UCs and that community college really doesn't matter and like it's not a good school and whatnot. And honestly, I don't know why they say that. I understand why your peers say it because you get told the same thing and like that's all you can expect. But I don't know why the adults say that, because it's just so rejecting for the people who didn't make it into UC or Cal State, even though it's still college and you're still doing the same exact things. You're just not doing it at a 4-year. And it's benefited and helped my life so much more than me going to a UC straight out of high school or me going to a Cal State right out of high school. If you're feeling sad or like you believe that everything you've done in high school was for nothing, I just would say like don't do that. Like, it's really hard to stop thinking that. I didn't think that until like my first semester in college. But going to community college isn't like a disgrace. Like, I thought that it was the worst thing in my life, that I disappointed my mom, disappointed myself, but it really isn't a disappointment. You're still going to college. You still have the same exact experiences as people who are commuting to college that are going to a 4-year. And you're putting yourself in another path that might lead you to the path that you want to be in. Everything that I wanted for myself in high school, I've gained from going to OCC. And it really isn't a disappointment at all. I really, really believe that this was like the best thing for me. All the experiences that you learn in high school through your clubs and extracurriculars that you feel are like reason now because you didn't get into the school you wanted to get into, they're still helping you. Like, you're still learning from those experiences. You're using those experiences in college to join different things, to make new friends. Like, I learned so much leadership and communication skills in high school from the clubs I was in and whatnot, or the extracurriculars I was in, and that has shaped my academic life and my personal life now in college. Even though there's people who will tell you that, like, who will whisper behind your back that like community college is like the bottom of the bottom, it really isn't. If people think that, that's just how they think, and they're just weirdos and disrespectful, but besides the point. It was a good experience for me. I'm really excited to be graduating, of course, but like, I'm very thankful for the experience I had there. And community college isn't not a college. You're still going to college. I really want to like put that into people that are in high school and who still think that even in college. If someone tells you they're going to community college, that doesn't mean that they're worse than you. That doesn't mean that not as smart as you. It just means that they're on a different path than you. And it's still a college. They're still having college life. They're still going through the same things as you. You can still relate to them. But it's just for all the high school seniors out there, I understand the disappointment and I understand the rejection you feel. But just know that wherever you go later on, like wherever you go, that feeling will fade and that you'll really be happy wherever you go. Like, I know the cliche thing is to say the path, like your path is meant for you, like, but genuinely, like, that's what happened to me. Even though my option was never to go to a CC, I'm the happiest I could be now with my academics, with my personal life. I know there's nothing I could say to make that feeling go away, but just know that later on it'll go away. Like, you'll be happy at one point with your academic life if you keep trying. Don't stop trying. Like, don't give up. Like, you've got this. You're going to make it. wherever you go, no matter where you are right now. And just be supportive of all your friends who are happy about the colleges they got in. Like, just remember, like, your friends are so excited to go to their 4 years and whatnot, and like, you can still be excited for them and still be disappointed for yourself, and that's fine. But just remember, don't put all your feelings into someone else because you're disappointed about the college you got into. But yeah, and ignore whatever people say. Like, do you, girl. It's what's bound to happen will happen to them. It's karma. Bye, guys.